This is Idaho News 6. Good morning, Idaho.
Welcome to Good Morning, Idaho. I'm Kristen Scoobier. Matt Sizemore will join me in just a minute. But first, we're going to check in with Frankie Catafias. Frankie, there's some snow out there. I just saw it.
There is some snow, and you know it's kind of cool. We're seeing it just accumulate slightly. We're not expecting huge accumulations here, Kristen, but we are expecting to see some snow here in the Treasure Valley. We're going to see actually some pretty exciting measurements up in our mountain areas. So we're just kicking it off right now. This is a look at what's kind of been pushing through already. You're already starting to see that we have some of that snow pushing throughout most of the Treasure Valley. We're seeing that there's a whole lot more, though, coming just off the coast of the Pacific Northwest. Now, in regards to our current temperatures right now, we are sitting well into the 30s. Kind of what the deal is going to be is our high temperatures and low temperatures. We're not going to see a huge fluctuation. Kind of how we start the morning is right around how we're going to end our days. Unless you're going to be in those higher elevations. We're at about 4 degrees in Stanley, 7 over in Haley. Current wind speeds not looking too bad. We're anywhere from about 6 to 9 miles an hour in the Treasure Valley. Really light wind speeds up in the mountains, about 3 miles an hour. Not impacting that feels like, at least not today. Visibility is looking good, a lot better than it was yesterday. We're about 9-10 miles of visibility across most areas. Unless you're in Ontario, it's down to about 3 miles, but still manageable, workable. Your day planner for today? Well, here is a look at what you can expect. We are dealing with some cloud coverage for your 8 and 10 o'clock hour. We'll have the snow returning. It'll taper off into some rain by dinner, and then we can enjoy a beautiful weekend. And I'll tell you what I mean by beautiful coming up a little bit later.
Thank you, Frankie. Okay, this morning, another record for statewide COVID cases. Idaho passed 4,000 daily cases for the first time. Wednesday's numbers come just a week after the state broke 3,000. Health officials say an additional 31,000 positive cases are backlogged and have yet to be officially counted. Medical workers are scrambling to keep up. You can see the dramatic spike in cases in this fifth wave of the virus. The cases are almost entirely driven by the more transmissible Omicron variant. Already this week, 5 Nampa schools canceled classes until Monday because of a lack of staffing. Horseshoe Bend canceled classes for its elementary students, and the Fruitland School District announced it would also cancel classes until Monday. Idaho, of course, not alone in this. School districts across the country are being forced to take action to address a shortage of teachers. And as ABC's Ike Jachi reports, we're now learning vaccinating children under the age of 5 could take longer than previously thought.
This morning, states now taking new action.
We have to literally have an all-hands-on-deck approach.
As COVID-related staffing shortages threaten to close more classrooms. In New Mexico, the governor now calling on the National Guard to teach kids because of a shortage of nearly 1,000 substitute teachers.
These are folks who are quickly adaptable because of their specific training to meet the needs in any community issue, irrespective of what it is.
In Oklahoma, off-duty police officers are now stepping in to teach after an executive order from the governor cleared the way for state employees to staff classrooms. But some good news for parents in the race to vaccinate more children. The FDA is expected to review vaccines for kids under age 5 as early as next month. Preliminary data shows kids 2 to 4 years old will likely need 3 doses for full protection.
It is likely that it will be a 3-dose vaccine. And that being the case, it's going to take a little longer to get those data to the FDA and approved.
Meanwhile, this morning, new guidelines from the National Institutes of Health recommend hospitals avoid using monoclonal antibody treatments from Regeneron and Eli Lilly due to their ineffectiveness in fighting the Omicron variant. The updated guidelines come just 1 week after the government spent billions of dollars stockpiling both treatments.
We still have options, but we need to work to develop more therapies for those people who will get infected with the virus.
Ike Jachi, ABC News, Washington.
Last week, the Supreme Court blocked implementation of one of President Biden's vaccine mandates. Now, Idaho leaders are demanding the administration take action. Governor Little, joined by Attorney General Lawrence Wasden, House Speaker Scott Bedke, and Senate President Chuck Winder, they issued a statement on Wednesday saying OSHA has yet to withdraw the vaccine or test mandate rule for private businesses with 100 or more employees. The group requested withdrawal of the rule, saying it violates the 10th Amendment and unnecessarily invades the state of Idaho. The letter, it goes on to say, Idaho tailors its COVID-19 response to the specific needs of citizens and businesses, and no congressional rule has been advanced or identified. Better protection against COVID-19, it's coming in the form Of free masks, the White House is shipping 400 million N95 masks to pharmacies and community health centers across the country. The masks should be available starting next week. Health experts say N95 masks are important in stopping the spread of the Omicron variant, as cloth masks don't protect as well.
The most important thing to do is to make sure that it seals well all the way around your face. That includes bending the nose bridge to fit your nose.
One expert says she uses her N95 mask for about a week before tossing it. To reuse them as safely as possible, you want to avoid touching the front outer part of the mask when you're putting it on. Instead, handle it by the edges or straps. If your mask becomes visibly dirty, bent, damp, creased, or damaged, even from makeup, you're going to want to replace it. Earlier this week, the White House launched a website allowing Americans to order free at-home COVID-19 test kits. COVIDtest.gov allows up to 4 tests per household to be ordered. They're expected to be shipped within 7 to 12 days, and there are no shipping costs. While Americans with private insurance can also buy at-home tests online or in stores. But with the supply not quite matching demand, it's opened the door for scammers. Rebecca Barr with the Better Business Bureau, she says whether you're trying to get a test online or on site, you want to make sure you're doing a little research first to protect your information.
Yeah, so if you're looking to get a test done, call your primary care physician. Or if you're looking to get an on-site test, you can look at the Idaho Department of Health's website. They'll lead you to some legitimate testing sites, or go into your local pharmacy and see if they have any supply on hand. You also really want to do your research. Make sure you're ordering through that legitimate company, and be aware of those pop-up ads and those look-alike websites. And then, of course, you always want to read the fine print. Make sure any information you're handing over, you're finding out how are they going to protect that information.
Barr says some of the scams about fraudulent COVID tests and test sites and vaccines and treatment, they're actually phishing messages. So you want to, they're looking to steal your credit card or your insurance information. A few of the scams have even led to people to fake test sites at abandoned strip malls. For more tips on how to keep your information safe, you can head to bbb.org. Well, much like humans, some animals, they're susceptible to COVID-19. So to protect the health and safety of staff, guests, and your favorite animals, Zoo Boise has been vaccinating them against the virus. Nicole Camarda explains which animals have received a dose and why.
More than half of our animals have been vaccinated at this point in time. We will never, ever compromise the health and safety of our Parks and Recreation Zoo team, the health and safety of our guests that visit Zoo Boise, and obviously and certainly the health, safety, and enrichment of our family of animals that we have at Zoo Boise.
Since the late summer, early fall, Zoo Boise has been rolling out its COVID-19 vaccination process for its animals, following guidance from the USDA and the AZA.
And so we've used our contacts with both of those organizations in gaining guidance on, first off, do we need to pursue vaccinations? And the answer is overwhelmingly, yes, we do.
According to the CDC, the risk of animals spreading COVID-19 to humans is low, but it can happen. And just recently, a snow leopard at the Illinois Zoo and 3 snow leopards in Nebraska all died from COVID-19 complications. Zoo Boise has rolled out its vaccination plan in 2 phases with a specific 2-dose series meant for animals.
And the first phase was, per that guidance, focused more on our primates, our otters, our hoofed animals, and then animals that may have close contact with the public. So, for example, our farm animals that we have a feeding program with guests that visit the zoo.
Plus, all of Zoo Boise's cats and felines have been fully vaccinated, except the 2 lions that will get their second shots in the next few weeks. Then phase 2 will include the rest of the animals at Zoo Boise, besides the reptiles and birds.
Our top priority is keeping our employees safe. And so if that means that we needed to vaccinate animals in order to be certain that there's no exchange of the virus between them and our staff, that is absolutely a top priority. Our animals mean a lot to us and mean a lot to the community, and they're part of our family as well. And so anything we can do to add an extra layer of protection to our animals, we want to do that.
Nicole Camarda, Idaho News 6.
5:09 still to come on Good Morning Idaho. Voting rights legislation fails in the Senate, but the fight isn't over. What's ahead on Capitol Hill? And a favorite event at the McCall Winter Carnival, it's back, the Idaho Sled Dog Challenge. We're going to introduce you to a local woman taking part.
This is Idaho News 6. Good morning, Idaho.
Welcome back, everyone. A Middleton woman is preparing for the return of the Idaho Sled Dog Challenge. The grueling 300-mile race happens each year during the McCall Winter Carnival. Elizabeth Nevels was first introduced to sled dog racing when she visited the carnival when she was 14 years old. Now she has her own team made up of mainly Alaskan Huskies, but she also has some friends, dogs on the squad.
I know each of their personalities. They're all different. Aurora here is just a 2-year-old. And it's full of play and goofiness. And Mars is going on 6, and he's a little bit more serious. So you have to know each of them. They become all your best friends.
Too cute. Coming up in our second half hour, outdoor reporter Steve Dent takes us along for the ride in this morning's Idaho Backroads. New this morning, most Americans don't have enough money to cover a surprise expense. A recent survey found more than half of Americans don't have the savings to pay for an unexpected expense of at least $1,000. 44% stated they did have enough money to cover the expense. That's up from 39% from last year. Most people blamed inflation for making it more difficult to save money. President Biden warned Russia of possibly being cut off from the global banking system if the country invades Ukraine. The president says he does not believe Russian President Vladimir Putin has made a final decision, but believes he will give orders to do so. Mr. Biden warned a minor attack such as a cyber attack could be met with a similar response, adding everything changes if Russia crosses the border and Ukrainian soldiers are killed. Secretary of State Anthony Blinken will meet with Russia's foreign minister in Geneva later this week. Meanwhile, today marks 1 full year since President Biden took office. The president addressed the nation about the 1-year anniversary this week. Challenges loom over his second year, including COVID-19, inflation, and the Ukraine-Russia crisis. Mr. Biden said Wednesday he is looking to switch up his approach.
Number one, I'm going to get out of this place more often. I'm going to go out and talk to the public. Number two, I'm also going to be out there seeking the advice of experts outside, from academia to editorial writers to think tanks. And the third thing, I'm going to be deeply involved in these off-year elections.
The latest Gallup poll shows Mr. Biden is only polling a 40% approval rating. That's his lowest to date. Well, a pair of voting rights bills fails in the Senate. Every single Republican plus 2 moderate Democrats oppose changing the Senate filibuster rule. ABC's Accumulations explains what could come next.
This morning, Democrats suffering a huge defeat, failing to pass voting rights legislation. Arizona Senator Kyrsten Sinema not celebrated by her own party, but by Republicans leaving the chamber.
On this vote, the yeas are 52, the nays are 48.
The 2 Democrats siding with Republicans, Senator Kyrsten Sinema and Joe Manchin, refusing to change the Senate's 60-vote filibuster rule. The vote would have allowed the voting rights bill to be passed with a simple majority, 51 votes. Republicans likening the effort to secure the vote to federal overreach.
Once we head down that slippery slope, the legislative filibuster is gone.
Eliminating the filibuster would be the easy way out. It wasn't meant to be easy.
The bill would have made Election Day a federal holiday, expanded early voting and mail-in voting, banned partisan gerrymandering, and made way for the Justice Department to police potential voter discrimination. This morning, the nonpartisan Brennan Center says at least 19 states, most with Republican-led legislatures, have enacted new laws that make it harder for people to vote.
We're swinging from a moral dilemma. We are caught somewhere between January 5th and January 6th. Between our hopes and our fears, between bigotry and beloved community.
President Biden issuing a statement saying he's profoundly disappointed in the Senate, but that he's not deterred. Biden telling reporters voting rights legislation could be broken up into smaller bills.
We will be able to get significant pieces of the legislation, if we don't get it all now, to build to get it so that we get a big chunk of the John Lewis legislation as well as the Fair Elections Clause.
The Brennan Center says at least 19 states have laws restricting the vote. In one of those states, Texas, hundreds of mail-in ballots have already been turned away due to the state's new restrictions. Ike Ajachi, ABC News, Washington.
Time now is 5:16. Here's a live look at Boise from the Bronco Motors Hyundai Tower Cam, sitting on top of the Grove Hotel. Frankie Catafaias is going to have your full forecast coming up in just a moment.
This is Frankie Catafaias with the Idaho News 6 forecast.
Well, good morning, Idaho, and happy Thursday. Almost Friday. 5:19 is the time for you this morning. We are taking a look right now at our Tower Cam network that is giving us a live view at Boise, Twin Falls, Stanley, and McCall. We're seeing temperatures are pretty chilly this morning, but not as chilly as Stanley, who is currently waking up to 4 degrees. That is the air temperature, not the actual feels like temperature. Now, here's a look at what's been happening kind of behind the scenes. You can see right off the bat, lots of precipitation is starting to move through, make ground on places like Washington and Oregon. We're even starting to see a little bit of some snow down here in the Treasure Valley. If you wake up right now, depending on where you are, here in Nampa, we're starting to see that there's just a light coating on the ground. And this is just really kicking off an all-day event. And we're going to just continue to see this filtering in for most of today. Now, with that being said, we do have a winter weather advisory for everything that you're seeing here in purple. The immediate impacts in Idaho are really going to be, Eastern Oregon and west central Idaho are really going to be just about 5 inches of snow in some of those higher elevations. Slippery road conditions. And you can expect that from about 8 a.m. today until about 5 p.m. tonight. So just keep that, especially for those of you who maybe drive in or out of the mountain areas, just keep that in mind for your morning commute. Now, here's a look at the Treasure Valley high temperatures for today. Very similar to yesterday in regards to actual air temperatures, but we are going to obviously see that snow for most of today. Really not going to see it taper off into a rain snow mix until much later than we had anticipated about that dinner hour today. The West Central Mountains, same deal. Temperatures are looking very similar to yesterday. 42 will be that high in Riggins, but we're looking at all day snow showers. So, buckle down, make sure you have the snow boots and your snow coats close. And we're taking a look at the East Central Mountains, likely going to see more of this snow favoring the afternoon, but likely you're also starting to see some snow flurries this morning. In the Magic Valley, we're looking at some evening snow as well. Temperatures well into the 30s. We're having to worry too much about all day snow in the Magic Valley. Now, here's a look at that 7-day extended forecast. We're seeing that the beautiful conditions beyond today, but in regards to what you can expect, so Thursday we have the snow. If we take a look at what we can expect going into your Friday, here is a look at some of those accumulations that we can also anticipate. It's going to be very light for some places. We're not going to see that the snow is going to carry over here in the Treasure Valley for your Friday, but Thursday really is going to be the headliner. If we take a look at some of those ski resorts and what we can expect to accumulate for today, it's actually going to be much more than we had anticipated and forecasted yesterday. We were looking anywhere from about 1 to 2 inches in some of our East Central Mountain areas. Now we're bumping up to maybe 3, 4 in some places, and we're looking at about 4 or 5 in some of our West Central Mountain areas. So exciting news, especially for those of you who maybe love those bluebird conditions, because as we look at the Wood River Valley forecast for the next 7 days, Friday through Sunday, mostly sunny skies, pretty favorable temperatures at that. And in McCall, we're also looking Friday through Saturday, even Sunday, some very favorable conditions as well. Clear skies anticipated for your Saturday. So for those of you who love fresh snow, but you don't love when the snow's falling fresh, this weekend might be the weekend to hit the slopes. And then even heading into the week, we're going to see not just in the Treasure Valley or the Wood River Valley, but also in the McCall area. Our early next week is looking pretty stable as well. The time right now is 5:22, and coming up after the break, a beloved kids show is coming to an end when Arthur is leaving airwaves in today's trending news. But first, let's go ahead and take a look at today's school lunch menus.
Hey there, welcome back. Here's a live look at our Canyon Cam, courtesy of our Bronco Motors Hyundai Tower Cam. It's looking very light out there right now.
There were a couple flurries this morning when I was walking out to my car.
Same here.
Yeah.
5:25 is the time. That was abnormally bright. Trending this morning, the beloved long-running PBS animated kids show Arthur is going out with a bang.
Yeah, how old is Arthur? Oh,
25.
25.
Right.
The show's final 4 episodes will air next month as part of a special quarter-century celebration marathon. It's going to include upwards of 250 episodes and movie specials back-to-back, airing on multiple PBS platforms. So the marathon, it starts February 16th. The series finale, airing on the 21st, will include a look at the show's characters as adults. PBS says the iconic Peabody and Emmy Award-winning show is the longest-running kids animated series on television. I didn't know that
either. Yeah. Wow.
Did you watch Arthur?
I want to say no.
It was a little too. Yeah, that was my little sister watched a lot of Arthur, but I think I was a little too old for Arthur.
Same here. I know of
now
him.
He's my age, right? Now he's finally caught up.
Yeah, 25. About time.
Yeah.
Right.
Just kidding.
Well, congrats to Arthur. A great run. 25 years. That's awesome. Does your face mask have a first name? Oh no. Is it OSCAR? I got it. Oscar Mayer hopes so, which is why they're now selling this. What? A baloney face mask. Of course they are. It's not real baloney, thank goodness. It's a skincare mask that resembles the lunch meat, but it's made with witch hazel, botanicals, and seaweed-derived ingredients. Kraft Heinz partnered with a Korean beauty and skincare company to launch the mask that hit Amazon Wednesday, and it's already sold out for some reason. Oscar Mayer plans on restocking over the next few days. The masks are $5.
I mean, I know it's not real. It still just weirds me out. I don't know what it is if I'm just thinking about like a meat mask.
That's probably what weirds you out about it.
It's just
processed meat on your face. It doesn't. I mean, it looks like it, but apparently it's not.
But it's a marketing. I mean, let's face it. That was a good marketing plan. Someone there had a good idea. They're like, right? Because they sold out, and we're talking about it, right?
Right?
So, yeah.
Oscar Mayer wins. Well done.
Okay, how about this? Say cheese. Grab your fondue set, order a cheese pizza or one of America's faves, mac and cheese, because America is celebrating all things cheesy today. It is National Cheese Lovers Day, and we don't know when cheese making started, but according to the National Day calendar, the earliest record of the goodness dates back to 5500 BCE. Oh, wow. Okay, so today there are more than 1,400 variety of cheeses.
That's a lot.
It's a lot of cheeses.
I think I've had like 10.
Yeah.
Maybe 20.
What's your favorite type?
You know what? I can actually answer that quickly. Trader Joe's has an English cheddar infused with, what is it? Not smoked. Some type of like smoked or candied onions.
You did say you were going to answer that quickly, but...
Yeah, never mind. Anytime I say that. If there's a story involved, it's not going to go very fast. Yeah, what about you? You have a favorite cheese?
Like maybe like a jalapeno cheese?
Oh, yeah, always good. All right, time now for GMI Wants to Know. We want to know, switching, not cheese related, if you could be an extra in any movie, which cast are you joining? Let us know on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. We're going to share those on air. What cast are you joining, Kristen?
Oh, see, this is so tough, but I was just trying to think of like maybe an experience that, you'd want to be a part of, and I've been watching that, like The Mandalorian or any of the Star Wars, and I do feel there was an extra the other day. He was like basically a droid, but it was like a moving trash can, and it was so funny. He was just in the back of the scene, just like walking on through, and I would love that. Just be like, that was me. You missed me. Yeah,
those guys are great.
Yeah.
I'd want to join, see an extra. I don't know about that. If we're actually being extras, that's a good answer. I'm going to steal yours and just be a droid or a stormtrooper.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah. To be a stormtrooper walking around, like who was it? Jason Sudeikis, I think, was a stormtrooper in The Mandalorian at one point.
Really?
Yeah. In the first season. We'll get back to that later. Anyway, let us know when you can, and we'll get those on air. And 5:29 is the time. Coming up in our second half hour, several state departments are presenting their budget requests this week. What the Department of Water Resources is focusing on next. And suicide prevention. Well, more on that in a bit.
This is Idaho News 6. Good Morning, Idaho. With Kristen Scolvera, Matt Sizemore, and Frankie Catafias.
Well, good morning. Welcome back to Good Morning Idaho here on this Thursday. Let's go right over to Frankie Catafias for a check of that weather. And Frankie, I feel like driving in today, the weather is sponsored by McDonald's because we are seeing some flurries out there. No, not so much. McFlurries? No.
That was so good that my brain almost needed to process it just to make sure I heard it right and make sure I didn't take credit for maybe just imagining that you said that.
You're welcome.
Yes, as Matt would so kindly say, we are seeing flurries outside, sponsored by McDonald's. Not quite, actually. But we're looking at that 10-day future snow forecast. I do have it stopped to just kind of show you what's going on. This is going to be stopped at about January 29th, so for next Saturday. We're seeing, though, that a majority of the snow we're anticipating is actually going to be falling today. So I know we're seeing about 6 to 5 inches in places like Brundage, Tamarack, about 1 to 4 inches over in our east central mountains. But I'll tell you right now, we're going to be looking at literally, 4 to 5 inches just today alone, and about 1 to 3 just alone over in our east central mountains as well. So I'll be telling you what you can expect for the weekend and why it might be the perfect weekend really to just drop everything and go to the slopes a little bit later.
All right, sounds good. Thank you, Frankie. Inside the State House, the Joint Finance Appropriations Committee continues hearing budget requests from each state department. This week, the Department of Water Resources presented its request for Idaho's most valuable natural resource. This department is in charge of water allocation and compliance. The presentation highlighted 2 issues we've been hearing about a lot: growth and staffing shortages. One committee member asked how the director thought growth would impact the department.
Water is a scarce resource, and that as we have more people, there will be more and more attention on the resource and more demands. And my personal opinion is that it will be exponential.
The director says after a reorganization of the department in 2009 caused by the Great Recession, staff won't be able to keep up with demand. By next year, the workload will be too much for current staff, so the department is requesting money to hire more people. The Wolf Depredation Control Board will have just over $1 million to kill wolves in Idaho. That's if extra funding they requested from the general fund is approved. State officials requested nearly $400,000 from the general fund this week. The request is the same as last year, but they're seeing extra money this year because of a recent change in Idaho law that allowed them to use money from fees paid by hunters and trappers to fish and game. JFAC will make a decision about the general fund request later in the legislative session. Idaho Lieutenant Governor Janice McGeehan asked legislative budget writers for $29,000 to cover legal fees. Our media partners at the Idaho Statesman report the money would come from the state's general fund that's funded by taxpayer dollars. The Idaho Press Club sued McGeehan in July after several journalists said she wrongly denied public record requests for materials relating to her education task force. McGeehan lost the lawsuit. A judge ordered her to pay the Idaho Press Club's legal fees. The city of Twin Falls is raising awareness for mental health and suicide prevention with the help of a survivor. Kevin Hines served as the keynote speaker for this year's Hope Helps Heal event. Just over 2 decades ago, Hines tried to take his own life by jumping off the Golden Gate Bridge. Since then, he's traveled around the world to talk about suicide prevention. His message: suicide is not the answer.
I go out, I say words that resonate with individuals. They go home. They do the work, they save and change their own life. They just give me credit. They need to give themselves the credit. They're putting in the effort to do the hard work for their mental well-being, and it's amazing.
Well, more on the Hope Helps Heal event and the positive message Kevin shares tonight at 5:30 for our viewers in the Magic Valley. This Saturday, people across the state will meet up for Idaho's annual Women's March. The event advocates for women's rights and celebrates women in the community. A group of Treasure Valley High School students will lead the march that starts at 4 o'clock Saturday afternoon on the Capitol steps. Masks and social distancing are requested if you're attending in person, and you can also tune in virtually on Facebook or Instagram. The Boise Airport is getting another upgrade, officially breaking ground on a new expansion project, starting with the construction of additional parking garages. The project is part of a multi-year improvement plan to increase parking, terminal, and gate capacity. As we've reported, the airport has seen a record-breaking number of travelers and an increase in air travel. This first step will add another parking garage for over 1,000 cars and an additional employee parking garage. It'll take about 2 years to complete. The next phase includes extending Concourse A, plus adding 12 more gates, restaurants, and retail stores, all set to be complete by 2026. The project gets underway later this month. And keep an eye out for your W-2s. The Idaho State Tax Commission will start processing Idaho individual income tax returns on Monday. The IRS will also start processing federal returns on Monday. E-filing is the safest and easiest way to file. It's also the fastest way to receive a refund. It takes about 8 weeks to get an Idaho refund when you e-file, but about 11 weeks when you file by paper. This year's tax deadline is April 18th. You can find tips, including how to e-file for free, at tax.idaho.gov.
The Idaho News 6 Ski Report, brought to you by Larry Miller Subaru.
Well, I told you this might be the weekend to ditch all your plans and run to the slopes. And I'll tell you why. Even though we haven't seen any new snow today, tomorrow when we do the ski report from today's snow, you're going to see just why. But I mean, Bogus Basin, Tamarack Resort, I mean, there are enough trails and lifts that all of our ski reports are open just to make it exciting in itself. I mean, we're looking at bluebird skiing conditions for this weekend on top of having fresh snow upwards to about 3, 4, even 5 inches in some places. Pomerelle, not reporting any new snow in the last couple of days. Gateway Park skiing in Tubing Hill, for those of you who maybe don't want to go and commit up to going to the mountains, or maybe you don't want to worry about the drive, great local option, up to about 20 feet of snow over at Gateway Park skiing in Tubing Hill. Now, this is another look at that 10-day future snow forecast. This is a look at Friday, January 1st. I'm telling you, a majority of the snow that's going to fall is going to fall by tomorrow. This is stopped at about 2:45 tomorrow morning, and then as we extend it beyond, you'll see that maybe we'll get an inch, maybe 2, but really it looks to be an inch in about that next 7-day period. So again, I don't want to tell you how to spend your weekend, but if you could spend it anywhere, maybe consider going to one of our local ski resorts.
Sounds like she's telling you how to spend your weekend. Time now is 5:39. Still to come here on Good Morning Idaho. The Elevate program is back in the Magic Valley. How it's helping support local kids, and prices for some household items are going up. What's going to be impacted and how it'll hit your wallets.
This is Idaho News 6. Good Morning Idaho.
Part in a variety of activities through the free Elevate program. That's including character and leadership development, life skills, and even sports and recreation. The club also has tutors on site to help the kids in any subject and connect students with resources like mentors and guest speakers.
Our mission here at the club is to enable all young people to become productive and caring citizens, and that kind of mission doesn't stop when they turn 13. When they turn 13, we still got to support them, and we still got to help them in those formative years to make good choices.
The program runs until 6:30 each day after school. They're open until 8:30. That's on Thursdays. Well, new this morning, voting legislation and efforts to change the rules to prevent Republicans from blocking it both fail in the Senate. The voting legislation didn't reach the necessary 60 votes in the Senate to pass on its own. An effort to change Senate rules to allow for a simple majority vote also failed when Senators Joe Manchin and Kyrsten Sinema voted against it. President Biden releasing a statement saying he was profoundly disappointed, but is not deterred in efforts to pass voting rights legislation. The Supreme Court rejects former President Trump's attempt to prevent documents from being released to the committee investigating last year's January 6 Capitol riots. Lawyers for the former president wanted the high court to block the release of presidential documents until a decision is made by lower courts. The unsigned opinion stated there were, quote, serious and substantial concerns allowing a former president to win a court order to prevent disclosure of certain records from their time in office. The documents in question include diaries, visitor logs, speech drafts, and other notes regarding the events that happened on January 6th. The House committee already started receiving some of those documents. Supply chain issues mean more sticker shock at your local grocery store. Even though many companies are reporting healthy profits, they're also about to raise prices again. Procter & Gamble raising prices by an average of 8% on its Tide and Gain laundry detergents, Downy fabric softener, and Bounce dryer sheets. Gas prices are also creeping up again. One tracking site predicts prices at the pump will average $4 a gallon by springtime. President Biden claims the solution to inflation is his nearly $2 trillion spending package that's run into a roadblock on Capitol Hill.
Bottom line, if price increases are what you're worried about, the best answer is my Build Back Better plan.
Mr. Biden says he's willing to break it up into separate plans that could address prescription drug prices, child care costs, and climate change. Well, the federal government is turning to teenagers to help ease supply chain issues. An apprenticeship program required by Congress would allow 18 to 20-year-olds to drive big rigs outside of their home state. The program was part of the infrastructure bill signed into law back in November. Current law requires truckers to be at least 21 years old. The American Trucking Association say the country needs about 80,000 truck drivers to keep up the supply chain. All right, it is 5:45 on your Thursday. Coming up, Instagram is testing a new feature, how it all works. We have that next in today's Tech Bites.
And we have snow falling, but what does that mean for us here in the valley? Well, I'll be telling you what you can expect coming up in my full forecast.
In today's Tech Bites, Snapchat has launched a new safeguard limiting the number of friend suggestions offered to teenagers using the platform. And now teenagers will only receive a suggestion if they have a certain number of friends in common with that person. The feature is designed to block drug dealers from connecting with minors. And next, Instagram is testing out its new subscriptions feature. It allows creators to offer their followers paid access to exclusive live videos and stories. The 10 creators involved must decide how much to charge for their exclusive content. It's unclear how long the test will run. Apple says it's closing a loophole that has allowed almost anyone to use its education discount. From now on, buyers in stores and online will have to verify that they are actually students, teachers, or school staffers in order to get 10% off on their Apple purchases. And those are your Tech Bites. Have a great day.
This is Frankie Catafias with the Idaho News 6 forecast.
Well, good morning, Idaho, and happy Thursday. 5:48 is the time for you, and we're taking a live look right now at our Tower Cam network showing us Twin Falls, Stanley, McCall, and Boise. I may have spoken a little too early because that is not necessarily a live view at Stanley. We don't have the sun up just yet, but it is 4 degrees. I will tell you that. That is correct. 27 degrees, though, in Twin Falls, and we are waking up to 31 here in Boise. Now, for those of you who are getting your morning started, perhaps you took the dogs out, maybe to go to the bathroom, you probably saw there's something called snow falling from the sky. And we're starting to actually see that it's giving us a nice little dusting in some areas. I know here in Nampa, driving into work, many of us saw just a light coating of snow. Now, we're not expecting any monumental accumulation here in the valley by any means, but it is exciting to see that there's just that change in the weather pattern. You can see that there's a whole lot of moisture and precipitation that is moving into the Pacific Northwest and surely will be making its way down towards us. Now, we are seeing that the impacts that we're going to have as a result of this snow is a winter weather advisory from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. today. Everything that you're seeing here in purple, so really impacting eastern Oregon and our west central mountains. And really the big headline for that is if you're going to be heading in or out of the area or just kind of within the area, driving conditions are going to be a little bit questionable. We're looking at slick, slippery roads. Obviously, when snow starts to fall and we see those little bits of accumulation, icy conditions, it's just always a little concerning. So just keep that in mind if you're going to be in or out of those areas. Treasure Valley high temperatures for today, they're going to be very similar to that of yesterday. However, we're just going to be seeing that the snow is falling. That's really the only change in today's forecast. In the west central mountains, same thing. Temperatures very similar to yesterday. We're going to be well into the 30s with Riggins into the low 40s, but snow falling for most of today. As we start to move over into our east central mountains, though, we'll see some evening snow. Possibly you're waking up to a flurry or two before then, but evening snow is going to be those primary times that we're going to see snowfall. 30 degrees, those temperatures for today. And then over in the Magic Valley, same deal. Evening snow as well into the 30s. Not going to see much of a change. Now, the 7-day extended forecast. It's exciting. We have fresh snow for today. We'll have beautiful weekend conditions Friday through Sunday, and these are going to carry through into early next week. But I know a lot of you are wanting to know what these snow totals are. And we're going to talk about it throughout the morning. So if you miss it now, we'll get to it later. Don't worry. But here's a look at some of those future snow accumulations. We're looking to have anywhere from about 4 to 5 inches in those west central mountain areas, about 1 to 3 inches over at Sun Valley and Soldier Mountain, and about 3 inches at Bogus Basin just in today. And if you take a look at the extended forecast, obviously we don't have any snow forecasted the following 6 days. And same deal over at the Wood River Valley. Today we're expecting snow all day, but we're not going to see any snow in the forecast in the next 6 days. And then over in McCall, same deal as well. The nice thing is, though, with this fresh snow, beautiful conditions to go to the mountains. We're looking at Bluebird days, especially Saturday. That's my pick day for those of you who want to maybe go ahead and go skiing or snowboarding in McCall. Oh, we got a little excited there. Now, going into early next week, for those of you who maybe miss out or you want to, I'm not going to tell you to play hooky from work, but if you wanted to, for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, still beautiful conditions to go ahead and enjoy today's snowfall. Now, coming up, training for a 300-mile dog sled race is no easy feat, but a Middleton woman is up for the challenge. We're going to be taking you inside her efforts in today's Idaho Backroads.
5:53 now on your Thursday, and we have a slight flurry of activity out there. Perhaps, I don't know if the flurries are still out there, but they were a couple minutes ago when I checked. So yeah, if you're waking up, a little bit of that going on, but that's just part of winter, right?
That is part of winter, I hear.
Yes, also a part of winter, the Idaho Sled Dog Challenge. There they are. They're making a comeback to the McCall Winter Carnival after its cancellation last year.
That's right. The grueling 300-mile race is not easy, but a Middleton woman and her team are up for the challenge. Outdoor reporter Steve Dent introduces us to them as they prepare for the race in today's Idaho Backroads.
It started when I was 14. I went to the Winter Carnival in McCall and got to get a sled dog ride, and I was hooked.
It took Elizabeth Nevels a couple decades to assemble her team. Good job! With mainly Alaskan Huskies and a couple of her friends' dogs.
We spend a lot of time outdoors. I know each of their personalities. They're all different. Aurora here is just a 2-year-old and is full of play and goofiness. And Mars is going on 6. And he's a little bit more serious. You have to know each of them, they become all your best friends.
And these dogs love to run. Just the thought of preparing for a journey gets them pretty fired up. But their energy can be a bit overwhelming, especially when Elizabeth assembles the line.
We have to put the dogs into 2-wheel drive, because they're so much stronger than me, even at just 45 pounds. So when I bring them out to the line to hook up, I'll pull up on their collars, and they walk on 2 feet, dragging me to their spot on the dog line because they want to go so bad. But if I let them use all 4 feet, I'm on the ground.
Living in Middleton provides a catch-22 because a lack of snow requires Elizabeth to run an ATV behind the team. But she says it also creates a good training environment.
The dogs get really used to the hard ground, so when we finally do get on a sled and on the snow, they get super excited because they love the cold, they love eating the snow, they love rolling in it, and they love going fast on a sled because it weighs a lot less than an ATV.
The Idaho Sled Dog Challenge allows mushers to qualify for the Iditarod and the Yukon Quest. And it's part of the Rocky Mountain Triple Crown at 300 miles long. And Elizabeth can't wait for this challenge in the Idaho backcountry.
I love hearing the snow fall off the trees. There's no noise, and everyone's just grinning and smiling and having a good time. But I also love having the races because it gets a community of people that love and care for their dogs together.
And that's how Elizabeth got started with this lifelong passion. Steve Dent, Idaho News 6.
They're so cute. I just love them so much.
Ah.
Or mush, as Matt says. Mush, you dogs. All right, the Idaho Sled Dog Challenge, it starts January 31st. The next day, teenagers actually have the opportunity to race a 100-mile course. It's all happening during the McCall Winter Festival. Oh, man, I want to see that.
Wait, with dogs, or are they making the teenagers run with a person on a sled? I mean, it's good exercise. Time now for GMI Wants to Know. If you could be an extra in any movie, which cast are you joining? Some great answers here. We've got Friday the 13th, Scott says, so potentially
Terrifying.
a victim? Oh,
yeah, I was going to say, which part?
Not fun. Matthew says the Avengers. That's what I was going to say, too. Initially, until I was thinking, oh, an extra.
You would be an extra. It would just be like a building falling and you screaming,
be
right?
like,
They're always destroying the city.
I don't want that to fall on me. Iron Man, save me. I want to save someone. I want to be an Avenger. County says, always wanted to be one of the boys. Stand by me. Classic scene right there on the train tracks. What do we got? Ginny says Downton Abbey.
Oh,
yeah.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Upstairs folks or downstairs folks, because there's. No, you haven't seen Downton.
Don't even know what that means.
All right, never mind.
Time now is 5:57. Here's a live look at Boise from the Bronco Motors Hyundai Tower Cam on top of the Grove Hotel. We'll be right back.